In the annals of history, few events have resonated as profoundly as the discovery of America. This monumental event reshaped the world in ways that were unimaginable at the time, setting the stage for centuries of exploration, colonization, and cultural exchange. The year was 1492 when Christopher Columbus, an ambitious Italian navigator, embarked on a perilous journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Columbus, driven by a vision of finding a new route to the riches of Asia, believed that by sailing westward he could reach the East Indies faster than the traditional route around Africa. Driven by a quest for a westward route to the East Indies, Columbus secured the patronage of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. The Spanish monarchs, eager to expand their influence and wealth, saw potential in Columbus's bold plan. They provided him with the necessary ships and resources, hoping that his voyage would bring them untold riches and new territories. With their support, he set sail with 3 ships: the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. These vessels, though small by today's standards, were sturdy and well-equipped for the long and uncertain journey ahead. The crew, a mix of seasoned sailors and adventurers, shared Columbus's dream of discovery and fortune. Columbus's voyage was fraught with challenges, from treacherous seas to dwindling supplies. The Atlantic Ocean, vast and uncharted, presented numerous dangers, including violent storms and unpredictable currents. The crew faced the constant threat of starvation and disease, their morale wavering as the weeks dragged on without sight of land. After weeks of sailing into the unknown, land was finally sighted on October 12, 1492. The sight of land brought immense relief and joy to the weary crew, who had begun to fear that they might never find their way back home. Columbus, confident in his navigational skills, believed that they had reached the outskirts of Asia. This momentous day marked the arrival of Europeans in the Americas, a landmass hitherto unknown to them. The discovery of this new world would have far-reaching consequences, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between the old world and the new. Columbus, believing he had reached the East Indies, named the inhabitants Indians. This misnomer would persist for centuries, reflecting the initial confusion and misunderstanding between the European explorers and the native peoples they encountered. The first landfall was an island in the Bahamas, which Columbus christened San Salvador. This small island, with its lush vegetation and pristine beaches, seemed like a paradise to the weary sailors. Columbus, convinced that he had found a gateway to the riches of Asia, was eager to explore further. Overjoyed at their discovery, Columbus and his crew went ashore, eager to explore this new world. They marveled at the unfamiliar flora and fauna, the likes of which they had never seen before. The sense of wonder and excitement was palpable as they ventured further inland, hoping to find signs of the wealth they had been promised. They were met by the native inhabitants, the Taino people, who greeted them with curiosity and warmth. The Taino, a peaceful and hospitable people, were intrigued by the strange visitors and their advanced technology. They offered food and gifts, establishing a tentative friendship with the newcomers. This initial encounter, marked by a mixture of wonder and apprehension, would forever alter the course of human history. The meeting of these two worlds, so different yet so similar in their humanity, set the stage for a complex and often tumultuous relationship that would shape the future of the Americas and the world at large. The Taino people, indigenous to the Caribbean islands, were the first to experience the arrival of Europeans in the Americas. They were a peaceful and welcoming people, skilled in agriculture, fishing, and crafts. The Taino lived in villages governed by chiefs, known as caciques, and their culture was rich in traditions, beliefs, and rituals. Columbus described the Taino as a gentle and generous people, noting their hospitality and willingness to share their resources. He was particularly impressed by their skill in navigating the waters in dugout canoes and their intricate system of agriculture, which included the cultivation of crops such as maize, cassava, and tobacco. However, this initial period of peaceful interaction was short-lived. Driven by greed and a sense of superiority, the Spanish soon began to exploit the Taino people and their resources. They enslaved the natives, forcing them to work in mines and on plantations. The Spanish also introduced diseases to which the Taino had no immunity, leading to a devastating decline in their population. Columbus's voyages opened the floodgates to a wave of exploration, as European powers, eager to claim their stake in this new world, sent forth expeditions to chart its vast coastlines and uncover its secrets. The discovery of the Americas by Christopher Columbus in 1492 was a monumental event that forever changed the course of history. His voyages marked the beginning of an era of exploration and colonization that would reshape the world. European nations, driven by the promise of wealth, new trade routes and territorial expansion, were quick to follow in Columbus's footsteps. They dispatched fleets of ships and crews of explorers to navigate the uncharted waters and map the unknown lands of the New World. This period of exploration was characterized by a sense of adventure, curiosity, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge and riches. Among the most notable explorers who followed in Columbus's wake was Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian navigator who explored the South American coastline. Vespucci's voyages took him along the eastern coast of South America, where he meticulously documented the geography, flora, and fauna of the region. His keen observations and detailed maps provided valuable information to European cartographers and navigators. Vespucci's contributions to the understanding of the New World were so significant that they led to the naming of the continent after him. His accounts of the vast and diverse landscapes he encountered helped to dispel the notion that the lands discovered by Columbus were merely the outskirts of Asia. Instead, Vespucci's writings emphasized the existence of a previously unknown continent, which came to be known as America. Vespucci's detailed accounts of his voyages, which emphasized the continental nature of the landmass, led to the New World being named America in his honor. His letters and reports were widely circulated in Europe, sparking interest and excitement about the possibilities that lay across the Atlantic. Vespucci's work laid the foundation for future explorations and helped to shape the European understanding of the geography of the Americas. His legacy as an explorer and navigator is immortalized in the name of the continent, a testament to his contributions to the Age of Discovery. In 1513, Juan Ponce de Leon, a Spanish conquistador, landed in Florida, becoming the first European to set foot on what is now the continental United States. Ponce de Leon's expedition was driven by the allure of new lands and the search for mythical treasures. He is often associated with the legend of the Fountain of Youth, a fabled spring that was said to grant eternal youth to those who drank from its waters. While the existence of such a fountain was never proven, the legend captured the imagination of many and became a symbol of the European quest for the wonders of the New World. Ponce de Leon's journey to Florida marked the beginning of Spanish exploration and colonization in what would become the southeastern United States. Ponce de Leon was searching for the legendary Fountain of Youth, a quest that reflected the prevailing European fascination with the riches and wonders believed to exist in the Americas. His expedition explored the lush and diverse landscapes of Florida, encountering native peoples and navigating the complex waterways of the region. Although he did not find the Fountain of Youth, Ponce de Leon's exploration contributed to the European understanding of the geography and natural resources of Florida. His legacy as an explorer is remembered for his role in the early Spanish efforts to explore and settle the southeastern United States. Another pivotal figure in the exploration of the Americas was Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer who led the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe. Magellan's journey was one of the most ambitious and challenging undertakings of the Age of Discovery. Setting sail in 1519, Magellan's fleet faced numerous hardships, including treacherous seas, hostile encounters with indigenous peoples, and the constant threat of mutiny. Despite these challenges, Magellan's expedition successfully navigated the strait that now bears his name, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This monumental achievement opened up new possibilities for global trade and exploration. Magellan's voyage, though fraught with hardship and tragedy, proved definitively that the Earth was round and opened up new trade routes to the east. The successful circumnavigation of the globe by Magellan's fleet demonstrated the vastness and interconnectedness of the world. It provided valuable information about the geography of the Americas and the Pacific Ocean, paving the way for future explorations and trade expeditions. Magellan's legacy as a pioneering explorer is remembered for his courage, determination, and the significant contributions he made to the understanding of the world's geography. His journey marked a turning point in the history of exploration, highlighting the potential for global navigation and the expansion of European influence across the world. With the discovery and exploration of the Americas came the inevitable wave of colonization. This period marked a significant turning point in world history as European nations embarked on a quest to expand their territories and influence across the Atlantic. European powers, driven by a complex interplay of economic, political and religious motives, sought to establish permanent settlements in this new world. The promise of untapped resources, new trade routes, and the spread of Christianity fueled their ambitions. The Spanish, with their early dominance in the Caribbean, quickly expanded their reach into Central and South America, conquering powerful indigenous empires like the Aztecs and the Incas. Their conquests were marked by both brutality and strategic alliances with rival indigenous groups. The English, eager to challenge Spanish supremacy, established their first permanent colony in Jamestown, Virginia in 1607. This settlement was fraught with difficulties, including harsh winters, disease, and conflicts with local Native American tribes. The colonies struggled initially, but eventually found success through the cultivation of tobacco, a cash crop in high demand in Europe. Tobacco became the economic foundation of Jamestown, attracting more settlers and investment. As more English settlers arrived, they pushed westward, encroaching on Native American lands and displacing indigenous populations. This westward expansion led to numerous conflicts and a tragic legacy of displacement and violence against Native American tribes. The French, meanwhile, focused their efforts on the northern regions of North America, establishing colonies in what is now Canada and the Mississippi River Valley. Their approach to colonization was distinct, emphasizing exploration and trade over large-scale settlement. The French, unlike the Spanish and English, sought to establish trade relationships with Native American tribes, exchanging European goods for furs and other valuable commodities. This trade network became the backbone of the French colonial economy, fostering relatively peaceful relations with many indigenous groups. The competition among European powers for dominance in the New World was intense. Monarchs and explorers alike were driven by the desire for glory, wealth, and the spread of their respective cultures and religions. This era of colonization reshaped the geopolitical landscape, setting the stage for centuries of conflict and cooperation. Despite the often violent and exploitative nature of colonization, there were moments of cultural exchange and mutual influence. European settlers and Native Americans shared knowledge, technologies, and traditions, creating a complex tapestry of interactions that would shape the future of the continent. The establishment of colonial governments and institutions laid the groundwork for the development of new societies in the Americas. These early colonies would evolve over time, influenced by the diverse peoples and cultures that came into contact within this new world. The story of establishing footholds in the New World is a testament to human ambition, resilience, and the complex interplay of cultures. It is a story that continues to resonate, reminding us of the profound impact of these early colonial endeavors on the history of the Americas and the world.